YTBC, what's the deal? Now, you know they say the natural reaction to pain is to cry. And the natural reaction to an elite level fighter after getting his ass whooped, coming in weight drain, can't get off, and look like a damn skeleton on the weigh-in scale, their natural reaction is to retire. And that's what Brandon Rios did. Now, he can be the prisoner of the moment because he just looked horrible last night. I mean, he looked really bad. He couldn't get off. He couldn't take it to the body. All that shit he would usually smile about and say, give me more, you know, with the Joker face and give me more. Come on, haha. Didn't work last night. You know, like I said in my post-fight vid, you know, this whole walk guys down behind a high guard with no jab and you're just going to eat all their punches like M&Ms and then, you know, you're going to take 4 or 5 punches to land your 2 or 3. That shit, it doesn't, you know, there's going to be no longevity in that. You know, I like Brandon Rios, but if he can't get down to about 140 and can stay there, he's not going to be no good at 147. They were saying if he won the fight that, you know, the winner out of him and Bradley was getting Canelo will slaughter Brandon Rios. He would probably get knocked out within about 4 or 5 rounds. You know, that whole, like I said, walking guys down, taking their shots behind the high guard and smiling, then returning fire back. Like I said, I think the buck stops at about 140. At 147, he tried that shit against Thurman, Porter, although he wouldn't fight Maidana. But if you want to throw Maidana in there, those type of guys, it's not going to work, man. He's going to get knocked the fuck out. Or he's just going to get outboxed thoroughly and not win around like what happened yesterday. So I'm not surprised by the retirement at all. You know, right now he may just be a prisoner of the moment. He's only, what, 30, is he 31, 29? Somebody thinks he's 30 years old. So he still has some fight in him. He just got to control his weight and not take damn near a year off. You know, these guys, you know, but I'm not in his shoes, man. You know, I'm not in Brandon Rios' shoes. Maybe he does think it's time to quit, you know, but if you would, you know, do I still think he can make a living boxing? Well, of course, you could put him in there with some tomato cans or some scrubs or people that are, you know, 2 or 3 levels below him and get him a payday. Easy. But as far as the high level competition at 147, I don't see it happening at all. At all. Now, the style he's trying to use, I said it does work. I've seen Antonio Margarito put that style to effect. Somebody who Rios tried to pattern his game after, but Margarito's a bigger, stronger guy. You know, he was comfortable and could make a 154 and was a big 147 pounder. Where Rios, you know, people think, they get the misconception that, well, shit, he weighed 170 pounds last night. He's a big welterweight. No, he was just out of shape, man. He didn't take care of his body when he was off. He ballooned up, probably didn't fucking hit a speed bag, probably didn't do a push-up, a jumping jack, nothing. You know, he said himself he was eating a lot of salty foods. So I don't know if, you know, and on air yesterday, Jim Lampley said tacos, and it was kind of like it kind of made an odd, quiet moment for a second. When Roy Jones and Kellerman just stopped talking once he said tacos and he's Mexican, and I was thinking to myself like, oh, here we go. Somebody's going to be offended by that. But I think Brandon Rios even admitted that he likes tacos and Coronas or whatever. Anyways, man, you know, it really doesn't matter what he was eating. You know, he got fat, you know, and he tried to lose weight at the very last minute. And you could tell by the weigh-in. He came in looking like Skeletor, like he always does. And he couldn't make the weight. Then he said he took a big shit. And after he took his shit, he got down to 147, which can happen. I know a lot of people say, oh, it's bullshit. No, that can happen. I've seen dudes literally go piss and lose 0.1 on the scale. You know what I'm saying? So it can happen, but you shouldn't have to get to the point when you're relying on a laxative to take a shit. You know, you should be in shape, ready to go, man. You're at the elite level competing for a world title. I mean, how unprofessional can you get? So if Rios is planning on still being unprofessional and killing himself to make weight, then yes, by all means, retire. You know, but if he's just a prisoner of the moment of getting his ass whooped, you know, go back, you know, go home, let your wounds heal, you know, spend some time with your family, you know, get your rocks off with your wife, do whatever you got to do, man, to come back to earth a little bit, then go to the gym and start back over and work on using a jab, man. You know, some people think when guys are at this stage that they learned everything. Well, Teddy Atlas proved that guys don't learn everything. And I was surprised with the way Bradley took to Teddy Atlas's directions yesterday, giving him specific directions. You know, move your head this way, throw this combination, move your feet. You know, he was giving them specific directions, when to throw the right hand, when to throw the left hook, what punch of Rios to counter. Specific directions. It wasn't just go out there and move. You know, he was circle to your right, circle to your left. Feint them. Always use a feint. Double up the jab, triple the jab. You know, make sure you're getting out on the sides, either left or right. Don't pull straight back. Giving them specific directions yesterday. Rios can get directions to him. He just got to follow him. He could have used the jab yesterday, man. He was 15 pounds heavier than Rios than Bradley. Now, does that mean that because he was 15 pounds heavier, he would have won? No, but he could have used his size advantage a little bit better than he was. I mean, he was pretty much a walking punching bag, you know, and he was not liking them body shots. Oh, he wasn't liking them body shots. He wasn't liking those at all, you know, and all that smiling and give me more. Nope. That's why I always tell you guys, man, there's no such thing as the boogeyman. There's no such thing of a guy that can just eat all the punches in the world. You know, now there are some handful of guys who can take just, you know, innumerable amounts of punishment. Don't get me wrong, but those guys come every once in a while. I'm talking about on an everyday basis, man. People can't take punches like that. So you don't have to tell me about some guy, you know, from 10 years ago or whatever, they used to take punishment, never got knocked out. I know there's guys that can take it, man, but like I said, an everyday guy, on an everyday basis, even at the elite level, guys cannot just take shots like that. You know, and if he can't take Bradley's shots and Bradley's body shots, then there's no way in the world he wants to be in there with the heavy hitters of 147. That's just my opinion. But he can come back, man. It's not the end of the world. You know, you lost to Tim Bradley, man. Shit, he's one of the, arguably, shit, you can argue that Tim Bradley's the best welterweight. That's arguable. You know, so there's no shame in losing to Tim Bradley, man. You know, it's not like you got stopped by fucking Richard or Brill. You know, it's not like you got, you know, stopped by Miguel Vasquez or something. So, hey, man, I like to see him back, but hey, he knows what's best for him and his body. You know, but yeah, his days of smiling and coming forward and getting hit flush and trying to eat him and come forward, I think those days are done at 147. So, I mean, he could be a prisoner of the moment. What do y'all think? Do y'all think he's just a prisoner of the moment getting his ass whooped, or is he sincere about this retirement? YTBC, I'm out.